USW 13-2001 members, it has come to our attention that there are some rumors running around out there that are factually incorrect. I want to start off with the BAWP and the LPS SAI positions. The BAWP positions are not full-time positions. That is factually incorrect. These people that will be taking on this monumental feat of taking all your issues in and around permitting, communicating back to you about material changes to the permitting system, and then going back into a room to try to get your issues resolved to make the permit system safer, easier to work with, less cumbersome. They're going to be continuing to work their normal jobs and then do that on top of that. So we did purposely select the process vice president, the mechanical vice president, and the health and safety officer to be on the BAWP team, or any team that has anything to do with changing or revising the permit system, because we are a full service organization. And so your representatives will be communicating with you once the material changes come out. If you look at the document, they'll have to come to them within 60 days of the change. In those 60 days, they will review the changes, get back with you, each discipline, get your ideas, your thoughts in and around that, and then they will be launched back into the room with the BAWP improvement team, or whatever it's titled, to go in there and try to get your issues resolved for you. Now, if you're a member and you want to take on that monumental feat, then you're also going to have to be at every single monthly meeting, both the executive board meeting, the board of stewards meeting, and the membership meeting, because these will become standing agenda items each and every month to figure out if there's anything going on in and around that of BAWP. So what I do know is that the vice president, the chem plant vice president, or not the chem plant, but the process vice president is at all of those meetings. The mechanical vice president is at all those meetings, and the health and safety officer is at all those meetings to address what is going on in and around that, so that we can communicate back to our members and be a full service organization. Now, if you have a problem with that, we're more than happy to hear what your collective ideas are around that. But this is anything short of what I'm seeing as a boondoggle. This is a lot of work. This is a lot of stuff to go on. There's a lot of people to talk to. That's why we have the process vice president take care of the process discipline. We have the mechanical vice president to take care of the mechanical discipline. And we have our health and safety officer, because the permitting system is the foundation of the entire health and safety system of everybody that we represent, and the contractors and the managers. Everything hinges on if that is correct or not. So let's just be very clear about that. This is added work to people who already have full-time jobs. As far as the SAI position, let's be very clear about that. So we lost two of those positions. We gained one back this go-around. And so one of the people that was on there was our selection prior to losing them, is still there. The company never sent them back to their unit. That person will remain there and will become a union selection. Once that position is vacated, that will become open for all members to apply to. The process in and around that is that the mechanical vice president, the health and safety officer, and the process vice president will take all applicants. They'll do an interview with them, and then we'll make our selection from that group. So that's the way that works, but it will be offered up. So I hope that quells any of the misinformation that is running around out there. Somehow these are full-time positions, boondoggles, whatever else anybody else is coming up with. That is factually incorrect. You need to stop saying and taking those types of actions. Watch this video 1, 2, 3, 6 times if you have to. That's the facts. Okay? I want to address these. This has bothered me for quite some time. And I want to make sure that I get this out there and don't forget about it. The Jim Jones references are an insult to the entire membership, intelligence, and integrity. It's quite frankly unwarranted, it's unmerited, and it's simply wrong. And it needs to stop and stop immediately. If you have a problem, you can do just like me. You could write it. You could start your own YouTube channel. You could do whatever the hell you want to do. But you don't attack anybody in that manner. You don't attack their intelligence. You don't attack their integrity. I'm telling you to stop doing that right now. As I said in an earlier video, and I will say it again for you that didn't get it the first time, because it's apparent that you don't get it. This decertification effort directly impacted what's on the table today. For any of you who believe that the decert effort had no part in what's on the table, you are wrong. It was factored into the company's plan that was going to be there. They would be able to do things to fan the flames of that, and it did directly impact this. And while it is legally protected activity, and we understand that and respect that, having the right to do something and doing the right thing are, quite frankly, very different at times. And while you people have the right to do that, it was not the right thing to do at this time. And it has adversely impacted this entire union. So if you're upset about what's on the table today, you can certainly continue to blame me. You can certainly continue to blame the USW, anybody else on the bargaining team. But I just wonder if you took a minute to listen to this video, to have a real conversation with yourself, and just ask yourself the question, did my actions impact this? And it did. And it did, and it hurt not only yourself, as I said in the other video, but it hurt others. So there were consequences for those, and we're facing those right now. And for all of you people that stayed together, you are the very reason that this deal looks the way it does right now. Because had the other side been more strong or more powerful than we, that were like-minded in and around getting a good and fair and equitable deal, we wouldn't have any of the gains that we have in this contract that we brought back to you. We would have none. So let's now talk about the subpar verbiage that the deserters have resurrected. We all know that I've documented and I verbally spoke about that many times from January until now. And it never was intended to be in around the wages. The main focus point was always around not addressing any of the membership's issues that had built up over a 7-year period. The last time this union and this company went to the table was 7 years ago, 2013. A lot had occurred during that time, and there was a lot of stuff that folks wanted to get done, of which we brought that back. All the big ticket items, whether it's the grievance system, BAWP, SAI, 755, that is all there. And it was thanks to this membership, thanks to the majority of this membership, keeping that on the forefront and making sure that their leadership took that forward. And we got that done. We got that done because of our membership. There was no silver bullet. There was no individual that got that done. You, the membership, got that done. And so the language that we have, it's enforceable. It's something that we can work with the company on. If they violate it, we'll certainly have good grounds, good solid contractual grounds to move forward to win that in an arbitration case. So that's where we're at. The sub-partners that is being used sarcastically now by the DCERT group as a slide at me. Now the group that it's all about wages for y'all. And it was never about the wages. The wages were never an issue as we went through this, and you all full well know that. We never took exception with the wages at one time. So let's talk about how the wages got to where they are currently. Around 10 p.m. on the 19th, the company came and submitted to me a proposal, a comprehensive proposal, which is basically what you see before you currently. And it had a 2, a 2.5, and a Me Too. And as you can also see on the first page, first paragraph, it had a direct link to the bargaining committee recommending this for ratification. I dismissed them and told them to go back to the room and take that line out, that if that was their last, best, and final, that we would not recommend that. They were upset. They went away. They said they had to make some phone calls, wake some people up, because now it's 10:30 at night. And so we sent them back to their room. When they returned, the 2 became 2.5. The 2.5 became a 3. And then there was the Me Too. And they told me that they had approved $1.2 million for the bargaining team's endorsement. That endorsement meant that much to them. At that point, I took the offer. We ran the numbers to validate if it was in fact $1.2 million, and it was, over the entire refinery, over the term of the agreement. And we made a decision that while it may not have been exactly where we wanted to be, that we would recommend it and allow the membership to decide. To put it in the very court, the very venue that it deserves to be. Now, all of you know, and some of you may be upset that we didn't play it that way, and some of you may be very glad that we also didn't play it that way. But we had the discussion. We had the 60-day notice letter drawn up, ready to go. And I advocated to give it back to the membership, to let them ultimately decide. Because that's where it belongs. We are here to serve you. You are not here to do what I say. You are not simple-minded simpletons. You are the smartest, most intelligent people that I've ever worked around in my life. And while I may have opinions, my opinions are just my opinions, and I share them with you as a leader, as given a vision. Doesn't make me right, and I certainly get a lot of checks along the way, and I'm okay with that. But if you know the story of how it came there, it would have been wrong of me to reject an offer that went up for our endorsement. We're not here to take $1.2 million out of your mouths. That's not our job. If we move the needle forward with our endorsement and ultimately give it back to you, I have no idea what more you could ask of someone or some representative of or any organization. That's the real story. Most of the time when people hear the backstory versus just looking at the paper, It makes a monumental difference, and we hope that it does the same today. I am here to tell you that I wish that we would have got more. I wish that everybody was happy. But regardless of what it is, what it looks like, the facts of the matter are someone is going to be unhappy. Always. And so on Monday and Tuesday, this membership will ultimately make the decision. You will look at it, you will see it, you'll be educated on it, and then we'll go from there. We have plans either which way that you decide to go. We have thought about this in both terms, and we're ready for whatever happens. But the membership will direct us. You will drive it. You are always in control. Don't ever forget that. And for these desert people that want to spin the truth, to send out misinformation, to send out, quite frankly, illegal stuff on the Facebook page about non-union offers are coming and all this stuff. Folks, you need to know who you're playing with here. These folks are not credible, as I've talked to you about in many videos prior. This is all factual. Everything that I've told you today can be backed up with documentation. Get to the hall. Go through the bargaining book. Look at the multiple proposals. I give this company multiple ways to get those wages right. Not just, we didn't just fall on this. I give them a proposal for 3, and me too, plus 1.5% in the third year, which would have merged everybody back together. They would have got some savings during this time, and then we would have merged back together in the third year. I give them a 3.5, a wage reopener, and a wage reopener, where we could just see what the market would bear in the next couple years, and we could go in there and bargain in good faith to get you folks where you want to be. You need to understand the work that went into this. This was not just let's just go up there. I think somebody said, let's go bargain for entertainment, see if we can lose more. That's never what this was about. And some of these folks think they want to be your leader someday. You should all be reading this stuff. You should all be looking at it. They're putting it out there for everybody. They're kind of telling you what their character and integrity is all about. And I'm coming to you today going, whatever you need to see from us, whatever you need to validate what we did for you, you can come to the hall and get in the book. You can look at the actual minutes of the meetings. You can look at the actual proposals that were passed. The bad people are not your leadership. If you have an issue with this offer, the issue that you have is with the people that brought it down and said that that was their last, best, and final. And so we as a people have to figure out what we're going to do. For $1.2 million in wages, I did say that I would recommend this for ratification, and I have met that. I have met that obligation. I have not failed in that. Matter of fact, I just said it again. So, now that you have the facts, let's make sure that if you need somebody to come by your control center, we're here today. I know there's a new shift team on. We'll be around the plant today. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, you all got our numbers. You got our email addresses. So give us a call. The hall will be open Monday morning at 4 a.m. We'll be open all day long until 7:30 p.m. Again on Tuesday, 4 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. It's crucial that everybody show up to vote. Everybody show up to vote, and then we'll go from there. We'll count the votes on Tuesday night. We'll get that communicated out to you expediently. And until we see you on Monday and Tuesday, stay safe, stay engaged, stay union proud.